Hello all and welcome to the Champion of Champions video for the series 3 Blind Bags for the year that has been 2020. Now before I dive into crowning a Champion of Champions indeed for 2020, I do have a couple of bonus awards that I would like to give out first. Now the first award that I'd like to give out is the Best of the Rest of award. So it is for a figure that did not win its episode, but out of all of those figures that did not win its episode, every single one, I am going to give this the award for being the best of those, so the Best of the Rest award. And this figure appeared in episode 3 and is a Ty Mini Boo from Ty Mini Boo's Series 1, and it is Waddles the Penguin, or Wheezy as I dubbed him because I love Toy Story. There was a character in the first Toy Story film called Wheezy who was a squeaky penguin, but obviously his squeaker had gone and that's why he was just Wheezy. So yes, Waddles the Penguin is the best of the rest, and that is just because of the quality of the figure. It really is. It's cute as well, isn't it? Let's be honest with you, it's cute as well as quality. It's just a lovely all-round figure, and I believe I named 3 figures that I wouldn't mind getting, and then to get one as well, that's obviously brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It doesn't happen very often, but yeah, especially with my luck, it doesn't happen very often, but when it did, it was great. And I say it's quality figure. Where you see black, it is flock. So if this was a Funko, that would just double its price straight away. But everything about it, okay, it's just quality. The eyes are brilliant. The moulding is brilliant. There is no paint run between the beak there and the white, and there's no sort of bad sort of moulding or misshaping between the black and the white. Everything about it is just of high quality. And it's going to say. The other thing is, if it had come up against another figure from another episode that had won its episode, it would have absolutely wiped the floor with him. And you'll see that because a lot of it is to do with the luck of the draw. So, yeah, it was just unfortunate, Waddles, that you didn't come up, or you did come up against the figure that you did. So, but this does mean that you are the best of the rest, because you may not have won Champion of Champions. So, maybe it's not a bad thing that you've now gone on to win Best of the Rest. So, let's pop you down here for a minute while we dish out our other award before we crack on with the Champion of Champions. Now, the other award is going to be for the worst of the lot. So, out of every single figure ever that I got in this entire series from 2020, I'm going to dub this one the worst. Now, it wasn't as straightforward as I thought it was going to be. There was actually a couple of others that it could have been, but they delivered actually for what they were, if that makes sense, you know. So I knew it wasn't going to be great because the product had no interest to me, or I was just like, come on, really, you're making these? But it delivered for what it was. But when I opened up this How to Train Your Dragon figure, I was I was not impressed at all. Not impressed at all. There was nothing on the packet to say what you could get in it. No figures, pictures on the outside of the packet at all. And then when you opened it up, I don't think there was any paperwork in there either. So there's no real way of telling how many there are to collect or see which ones you can collect. And then to get this, it is just cheap and nasty. It feels cheap and nasty. And to be honest with you, I've seen the How to Train Your Dragon films. The dragons in it look awesome. They look epic. They are brilliantly animated. This is not a good representation. It is just bad. I mean, you can tell it's a dragon, but just look at it, like, he looks boss-eyed, you know. And then why put that printing on the chest as well? It's probably going to be displayed perhaps like this, or I don't know about front on, perhaps like this sort of an angle, and you can see it. I mean, do you know what? From the side, actually, it looks a lot better, but to me, it doesn't look good at all. It's a bad figure. It's a cheap figure. It's nasty, and yeah, I don't think even for free, you know, this would be worth its money. You'd be paying too much still. So yeah, for me, that is definitely the worst figure that I opened in my series 3 Blind Bags for 2020. So I'll pop you down in a second while we just explain the rules of how we're going to crown a Champion of Champions. Now, in the series 3 Blind Bags, obviously I put all 3 in the wall, and then I pick the champion out of the 3 from that episode. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring back each episode winner one by one, and the first 3 are going to get placed in the wall pretty much by default. So we've got 3 in the wall, and then from episode 4 winner onwards, we're going to hold it up and show it like we did with the first 3, and then we're going to judge whether it can replace one in the wall. Basically, it has to be better than one of the 3 in the wall, and then obviously it will take its place. And we'll keep going until we've done and finished episode 10 and have a final 3 left in the wall. So when we've got final 3 left in the wall, we'll eliminate them in reverse order of worst to best out of those 3, even though the third place will not be bad at all. So sorry for calling it worst to best. So yeah, and then we'll end up with one. We'll end up with one, the Champion of Champions. We'll have a head-to-head after we pick the third place, and we'll end up with a Champion of Champions that way. So with that, I think it's time to slowly remove our bonus award winners. Yep, you can be absolute rubbish and still win an award. Shame on you. So we'll move those and we'll start bringing back the champions from each episode one by one. And this seems like a very long time ago where I did episode 1 and it was won by a Harley Quinn Rockers. And it was only 99p from game. I even remember that. And I looked at the box and there was a few on there. There were some of the characters which I had no interest in and didn't want at all. And I was pretty much, this was actually another rare occasion of me picking something I wanted out of the box and getting it because I'm a massive Harley Quinn fan. She is my favourite DC character of all of them. So when I opened it up and got the Harley Quinn one, I thought, brilliant. But to go on and then look at it, it is just quality all around. It is weighty. It is very weighty. I suppose it has to be because it's the Rockers. So the idea is you give it a slap and obviously it comes back up again. So it was just nice to actually get the one I wanted and for it to be of quality. The paintwork on it is brilliant. The moulding is brilliant. I say again, the colours do not run. The moulding, again, is brilliant. There's no sort of misshaping or anything like that. A lot of the time I look at these figures and judge them by the eyes because the eyes are generally one of the hardest things to paint and generally the thing that gets done a worse job of out of everything on a figure. And the eyes on this are brilliant. Again, just great detailing, great paperwork, great painting, great moulding. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely loving that. So, yeah, Harley Quinn was your episode 1 winner and she goes into the wall, obviously, at the moment by default, but I get a feeling she's going to do well. I hope I haven't put the mockers on it for you, Harley. Sorry, love. Okay, so episode 2, it was not a great episode for quality overall out of all of the 3, but it was won by this Thomas the Tank Engine Mini. Now, the figures in it were all kind of sort of a mash-up with something else. So you had about 4 or 5 figures sort of mashed up with something, and I believe this was some sort of lizard range, and this is sort of, Lizard Henry? But to me, it just looks like it's got some sort of fungal face infection, and the other 2 items in it were obviously really bad. So again, this is what I mean about picking the worst of the worst sort of thing. It wasn't that easy because the 2 in this beat was bad. So yeah, it didn't have the greatest of competition. And again, Wheezy, Waddles, you could have beaten this, or you would have beaten this if you'd come up against this and something else from its episode. So that's what I mean about the luck of the draw. So yeah, this Lizard Henry is in Champion of Champions because it won its episode. So we'll pop you into position 2 of 3 in the wall for now. Now episode 3, which was the one that Waddles / Wheezy lost to this Funko Mini from Toy Story 4 of Woody, and yeah, you can see why Wheezy was beaten in my eyes. And again, a lot of personal preferences coming out here because it's well touted on this channel by myself that I'm a massive fan of Toy Story. So yeah, it was always going to be tough to beat. It wasn't the one that I picked, but it's Woody. It's one of the main characters, isn't it? And the detailing on it is brilliant, absolutely fantastic. I remember looking in the episode and seeing the Porsche on the back, the spurs on the back of his boot. Everything about it, just very high quality figure, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, as I say, it was just unfortunate for Waddles to come up against Woody, but that's just the luck of the draw. So there are your opening 3 in this episode of Champion of Champions for 3 blind bags. So now this is where we start bringing back other ones and seeing if they can replace any. Woody would like to stand up. Okay, so episode 4, well, this does kind of win an award as well. Is this Disney's remix? I've actually forgotten the character's name. But again, like I said, I love Toy Story, and this is the aliens mixed with other Disney characters. And this is Dot from Bug's Life. There we go. It came to me eventually. And the award that this is going to win is rarity pull of the entire series, because Funko do their blind boxes with mystery bags in, and the rarest odds you can get is a 1 in 72. There was only 2 available in that box, the Disney remix, and this was one of them. Now, it didn't just win because of its rarity. Again, it won because of its quality. It was better than the other 2 figures that it came up against. Can't remember what it was now. But yeah, a deserved winner of its episode. And I don't need to think really. Is it going to go into the wall and replace one of these other 3 that have entered by default? Of course it's going to replace this. No contest there. No contest. If it's going to focus on him, no contest. Sorry, Fungal Face Henry. It's time for you to leave and be replaced by a Disney Remix Dot figure. So there we go. first one has been eliminated that made the wall. So now we're on to episode 5, and it was won by this My Emoji of a turtle. And obviously that's Michelangelo pulling a rather funny face. Now, in the bags, you could have got any of the turtles plus another couple of characters from the franchise. And there were about 4 or 5 available of each character, all pulling a different face. Now, it was great that I got Mikey because Mikey is my favourite turtle of the 4. But the expression he's pulling is just a bit weird and random. I mean, why would you stick your tongue out and squint your eyes at the same time? Again, a bit of a bad paint job on this one. Somehow some oranges ended up down there. And yeah, as cool as it was to get my favourite turtle, I think we can safely judge that this is not going to replace one of the 3 here now that are already in the wall. So, Mikey, congratulations on winning your episode, but you're not going to be going forward, well, to the final 3. Okay, so I think we're on to episode 6 now. I'm probably going to lose count at some point. And that was another episode which, you know, the competition in it wasn't that great, and it was won, I know, by this Borderlands 3 blind box. Now, I opened it up expecting a bag inside it, and the bag inside it was see-through, so once you open the box, you can see who you got. And this is Lilith from Borderlands. And the other 2 items in it weren't great, and this was definitely the best moulding of the 3 by a long shot. And I do like Borderlands. I did enjoy playing the first 2 games. They're the only 2 games I've played in the franchise so far, but I did really enjoy playing them. Great games. Highly recommend those 2, certainly to anybody. I need to play the rest of the series to give you a better judge of that. But yeah, Lilith from the Borderlands 3 box 1. And I say, it's not a bad figure. It's not the greatest of paintwork in places, but not awful, certainly. But, do you know, it's a decent figure. It's actually been on display because I like the character from Borderlands. One of the few characters I do like. You know, she's no Claptrap, but she's all right sort of thing. But, however, when it comes to replacing one of these 3, no. Quite simply no. So, sorry, Lilith. Again, you're not going to be displacing any of these. So, only one change so far from the first 3. Okay, so what are we on to now? Episode 7. Now, 7 was won by this bobblehead keychain of Deadpool. And this was pretty cool because, again, I keep saying I don't get a lot of luck with who I request to win, but out of a couple of them on the back, I quite like the pirate one because I like Pirates of the Caribbean. I like pirate films a little bit. I like Deadpool. So I thought to myself that, you know, the Pirate Deadpool would be quite a nice one to get. And I did get him. And as I say, who doesn't love Deadpool? And all the, you know, the many fourth wall break he does in just about everything that he appears in. So this Deadpool keychain was a worthy winner of its episode and a decent figure, certainly to win its episode. Will it replace one of the 3 that's already in the wall? And this is a tough choice for me now because we are in the realms of, you know, all quality is in there. Now, just because it's rare doesn't mean it's going to win just because it's a 1 in 72. And as much as I love the Aliens, wasn't a big fan of the Ants film. It is quality, but so is this, and I like this. I like Harley Quinn. It's, again, favourite DC character. I love Toy Story. So, yeah. Deadpool is going to replace this on the basis that, you know, every item I'm showing you here now is quality, but the personal preference of liking Deadpool over what is Ants. I'm trying to ignore the Alien here because I love the Aliens, I really do, but it's going to replace it because I have more nostalgia and, yeah, just like Deadpool more. So Deadpool is going to go into the wall, and we now have this as your 3. Now we are on to, what are we on to? Episode 8. Episode 8. And episode 8 was won by a cracking little figure. And the first appearance of a Lego figure, and only appearance, despite there are some still in the box that are going to appear in 2021. And it was won by this little Jack Skellington Lego figure. And it didn't just come like that, it also comes with a little present. See, that is the lid to the present he's holding in his hand. And you get a little box that comes with it, and you put these little see-through snowflakes in it, and one is held in his hand as well. Again, I love my horror. I've mentioned that many a time. Obviously, Jack Skellington certainly has a horror element to him. I love The Nightmare Before Christmas as a Christmas film. It's my favourite Christmas film by a long shot as well. Just a cracking little figure. I really like it. It is brilliant. I need to collect more Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. I really do. Get a proper, nice sort of non-Lego sort of true representation. I think that would be cool. But as a Lego figure as well, this is just brilliant. You know, who doesn't love a bit of Lego? I think we all had it as kids, surely. Everyone experienced Lego as a child, surely. But it's just brilliant, and you know, you put his little sort of skirt thing on there as well, and there's detail on the back, shoulder thing, everything about it, the little present that comes with it. So as good as he is, does he replace one of the three that are already in the wall? And now we've got four things that I like. So he's either going to be eliminated or he's going to replace one of the others. And I am going with a bit of quality and a little bit of preference. Do you know, I think Woody's going to survive at the moment. It's definitely going to be between one of these two, but he is going to replace one. So I'm kind of umming and ahhing at the moment. And I think I'm going to replace the Rockers. And the reason I'm going to play the Rockers is, I don't know, to be honest with you. It's tough. I think I just prefer Jack Skellington over it. More, if this was a Harley Quinn Lego, then I think that would probably win. But it isn't. It isn't. It is a cracking item, and I love it, and it'll go back on display like it has done ever since I got it. But Jack Skellington is going to replace the Harley Quinn's Rockers, which I put carefully aside so I don't break her. So yes, Jack Skellington, you are going into the final three for now, because we still have two more figures to go through. And talking about franchises that I like, the winner of episode 9 was this rather unique blocks it was called, figure of Donatello. Unique in every sense of the word, I think there. You know, it's he's completely black for some reason. So he's been working in a coal mine and then put his gear on, or dived in a tar pit and then put his gear on. And I quite liked it for its quirkiness. I'm a big fan of the Turtles. Donnie is kind of second behind Mikey with regards to being favourite turtle. I remember saying that I would like the Mikey if I could pick anything, but Donnie was a close second, and I was pleased to get Donnie, even though for some reason he's bow staff. Even though it is a wooden item, it's made out of purple wood. It's made out of a very rare wood from an oriental land, I reckon. That's what that is. So, love the Turtles. Again, we're hitting franchise I like, so there's a personal element to this. But is it going to replace one of these three? You know, despite the fact it's unique and I like it, no. Quite simply, no. So, sorry, Donnie, you will not be going forward to the final three. And we have the winner from episode 10 just to contest a place left. And that was this awesome Venomized Thanos. Love this. I really do. And this is a bobblehead. I'm not very keen on bobblehead figures generally. So congratulations on being there, Deadpool, as well. So when I got this, when I saw it was a bobblehead and then I pulled this, I was actually impressed. It is a really, really nice figure. It wasn't one of the most wanted that I could have got out of the box. It was actually sort of more towards the tail end of them. Out of the three common ones, this was one of the 3, 1, and 6. It was the middle of those three. It's not bad. It's not awful. But where I'm going with this, as much as I like this, is I'm already saying to you, basically, it is not replacing one of those three that are in the wall to become champion of champions. So you're going to go back aside down here for now. And there is your final three, ladies and gentlemen, for 2020. This is your contenders for Champion of Champions from 3 Blind Bags for 2020. So it's time to remove the one that is in third place. And I kind of already know what that one is. It's the final two, which is going to be tough. And third place I'm giving to the Deadpool bobblehead keychain Funko Pop. As good as it is, it's just not better than Jack, and it's not better than that Toy Story Woody. It's just that harsh, I'm afraid, Deadpool. But you are brilliant, and to be honest with you, third place ain't too shabby, mate. Third place ain't too shabby, considering what you've come up against. That Harley Quinn Rockers, you know, possibly could have been the only mistake. Perhaps I should have replaced you rather than her, and then she'd have got third place. But, you know, I make my choice at the time, and the results stand. And you know what? Third place, yeah, definitely. I think you deserve it. So there's your third place in Champion of Champions 3 Blind Bags 2020. This Deadpool keychain, bobblehead, Funko Pop figure. Then there were two. Jack Skellington Lego, complete with his little present there. Toy Story Mystery Mini Funko Pop Woody. These are your final two, and I love them both. I do love them both. They are brilliant. Can we get a bit of focus on the go? I have to hold them here. I absolutely love them both. This is a tough choice. So, oh dear, long pause. I can't help it. I cannot help it. Is it going to be Woody? Is it going to be Jack Skellington? Woody. Jack Skellington, testing out the focus there. Oh, you fouled a little bit. Stop focusing on Woody. There he is. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've come to a decision. Your champion of champions for 3 blind bags 2020 is Swerve. Going to give it to the Jack Skellington Lego figure. And that's a hard decision to make because, keep saying it, I absolutely love Toy Story. But there's just something about the charm of a Lego figure turned into a franchise of any sort. And when it's one you like, it really does help its cause. So there we go, Woody. Woody, I'm just going to put you aside for a second because it's time for the champion to take his place centre stage with nobody else around. So there is your winner of Champion of Champions for 2020, Jack Skellington Lego. Do you disagree? Was something eliminated too early? Should it have been Woody? Put your comment section below for that. So we've done our Champion of Champions for 5 rounder packs and 3 blind bags. Now at the end of 5 rounder packs, I did reveal I did a bit of a competition in which you could win some cards. Now I would love to do it with 3 blind bags. However, a lot of these I'm keeping. Some have already been earmarked for other people, and then there are others. Some I think my niece and nephew are going to have of those others as well. So there's a small selection left. So I'm not really going to be doing a giveaway of them on their own, but if you want to watch the end of 5 random packs and put a comment there and enter that, some of the figures that are remaining and items that are remaining are going to be included. So they're going to be added to that as well. You have until midnight on the 31st to enter, but your comment needs to go in. It can go in this video as well. That's fine. Just, you know, if you haven't entered, 1 entry per person, by the way, you haven't entered already, you can comment in this video as well. Just say, I want to win, and perhaps, did you agree with Jack or Woody? And if you haven't entered already, I'll put your name in amongst the other 5 people so far that have decided they would like to win that chunk of cards. I'm now going to have some mystery blind bag items chucked in as well that have been left over from not wanted by me or other people. So ladies and gentlemen, there he is one more time, your winner, your champion of champions for 3 blind bags. Thank you very much for watching this and this series. This series is going to continue next year. I decided that rather than continue the episode numbers going up, it's going to be season 2, episode 1 and onwards. So season 2 of 3 blind bags continues next year, as does 5 random packs. So ladies and gentlemen, I love doing this series. I've had so much fun. So again, thank you so much for watching. And as always, please do take care